Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we're checking out Dutch people are rude. Why I love them for it. I think this is gonna be the same with being frank or being honest, right? Being straightforward, and obviously people are gonna see it as rude. That's where I'm going with this, but I'm not sure. So before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's find out.
I live with two Dutch guys, and they're really rude. Does my hair look good?
No,
Really? It doesn't look good?
I mean, looks like you just got out of bed.
And no, it's not just them. Rudeness is a trait that's ingrained in Dutch culture.
But I didn't make any mistakes. Only you played poorly.
Hey
Oh,
guys, Jan Maas is not being rude. He's just being Dutch.
Don't try to argue with me on this. The Dutch are fing rude,
oh,
and it's also my favorite thing about them. They don't think they're rude though. I think they're rude. And we're
oh.
both right. Let me explain. Did you ever have that one friend who always talked back to his parents but was never punished for it? If I were to do that, I would be sent to my room immediately. I really viewed that behavior as wrong,
That's
but my
cute.
friends saw no
Your
problem
room.
with it. It was just a cultural difference within our households. It's the same thing with countries. The Netherlands is just way more direct when it comes to negative feedback than us Americans. That's why Dutch behavior registers as rude when it comes to negative feedback.
Okay, so what are we looking? Direct, indirect, negative feedback. Okay, so Ghana is indirect. Um, okay, maybe Japan, but China, Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, indirect. I'm not sure, but maybe. I don't live there. Ghana, plausible, yeah.
Than us Americans. That's why Dutch behavior registers as rude in my brain and not rude in theirs. The first time a Dutch person was really rude to me was when I met my friend Bart. I was telling him how I had lost a lot of muscle while I was traveling because I hadn't been to the gym in a while, and I compared myself to our friend Roger. Roger's like really jacked, really shredded, and I was like, I'm nowhere near Roger's physique. And Bart started laughing and he goes, yeah, no shit, dude. You're absolutely nowhere near him. And that came as a complete shock to me, but I also thought it was hilarious because back home, if I were to say that to an American friend, they would have said something like, oh, don't worry, bro, you'll get there soon, or you'll gain it back soon, don't worry about it. But my Dutch friend, he just told me how it is. Yeah, obviously, you're not fucking anywhere close to that physique. In the US, we sugarcoat the hell out of our negative feedback if we ever give any at all. If we're gonna give a critique to someone, we always give a compliment sandwich. We give them a couple compliments beforehand so that the critique doesn't come off as harsh. But the Dutch would probably find that behavior to be disingenuous. They would probably see right through it, and they might even see it as deceitful. A Dutch person would really appreciate just truthful, honest, negative feedback, and that would be completely normal to them. The thing is, having direct people in your life is actually a blessing. For example, if I was starting to become a jerk and my behavior was starting to get bad, I think some of my American friends would just ignore and try to avoid conflict and they wouldn't say anything to me. But I think a Dutch friend would just be straight up honest with me and say, hey man, you're starting to become a jerk, you should stop that behavior right now. This is Derek, he's from the Netherlands, and I just wanted to ask you, why are you such a rude asshole?
Well, first of all, you are an asshole for calling me like this and asking me this. I think you just should always tell the truth. Be honest with people. Doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative feedback. People will find out the truth eventually.
The thing is, when you know someone is completely direct, there's a lot of trust in that situation because you know the person is going to say exactly what they think. Yeah, it can sting when Derek tells me my hair looks bad,
Looks like you just got out of bed.
but when he actually compliments me, I know he's telling the truth, so there's a lot more weight to that compliment and it means a lot more to me than from someone who isn't direct. In Erin Meyer's book, she states that a Dutchman will use the word excellent on a very rare occasion when they actually think something's excellent. In the US, people use excellent all the time for anything, even things that are kind of mediocre, so it loses its value, it loses its substance and its weight. But in the Netherlands, it really means excellent. What have you learned about your own culture from traveling?
Well, first of all, you probably already noticed that yourself as there are like Dutch people everywhere. Sometimes people don't like Dutch people like the first time they meet them, but when they hang around Dutch people more, they realize how cool Dutch people are, and Dutch people always become their favorite persons.
The Dutch aren't actually trying to be rude when us Americans or other cultures get offended by what they say. They're just direct, and that's just how they are. So to them, they're being normal. I have to say, after 8 months of traveling, that the Dutch are my favorite out of all the European
Oh,
countries. With
oh.
direct people, you never have to guess what they're thinking, if they're putting on an act, if they like you or not. It's truly very relaxing.
Again? Or not again?
No, that was good. I just need to tell you, um, thank you for being so rude because it's made you a really good friend.
I don't like your hair right now.
Okay. Yeah, thought so. But it's also nice to see because we usually hear it from foreign perspective and we don't necessarily see the other like the Dutch people like talk about it, right? Obviously because it's normal to them. So I don't see why they would. Um but I definitely prefer the honesty always. Even if it stings, even if it hurts, right? I have a friend, we're still friends till today. So I feel like honesty is really good. Um he he said, I hated you when we first met. And I was like, what? Me? I thought I'm like the nicest person in the entire world. But he said, no, because you said this thing, but then it also made me realize something. And then I was like, what? He said, because he called me like, he introduced me before. I was like, hey, this is Rookie. Because I was only friends with him because of my other friend, right? So it's like acquaintance. I was just acquaintance with him in the beginning, and now we are friends. But he introduced me probably for the first time, like, "Hey, this is Rookie, my best friend or my friend or something like that." And he said, I told him like no, and it was in front of the person he was introducing me to. He's like, "No, we're not friends or we're not best friends." I That was what he said. I responded with, but then knowing myself, I'm like, really? But I think the reason why I didn't think it was a me thing is because obviously I've gotten more used to the American Filipino culture. And way back when I didn't just arrive from Ghana, but obviously I was still used to the Ghanaian way. So when I saw the indirect feedback thing, I don't know. Or maybe it's just a me thing, right? I don't know where I picked it up, but so a lot of people usually thought or think I'm rude. I've had a lot of situations where people think I'm mean or disrespectful because I'm just being honest. Like I have a lot of um not a lot. I have three friends who have said, "You're so mean. You're so rude." And I'm like, "Oh, what do you mean? I'm sorry. I'm just being freaking real. Do you want me to lie to your face?" So yeah, that remember I mentioned that one girl who said, "Oh, why don't you put emojis in your text?" And I'm like, "Bish, I don't have time." Um, Secondly, this guy who said, yeah, I hated you in the beginning," and then there's one other friend. Um, I was just frank with her, and then she started crying because I was being honest. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna lie to you starting from today. Um, we're still friends. Like all three, I'm still friends with the two. That one girl, I was like, I'm wasting my time. The other girl who said she cried because I was telling her stuff that are real. I just started sugarcoating everything. I just changed the way I approach because I know, like, oh, this person, I can be honest with them, so I can change me to please you if that suits your taste, right? But I'd rather be with people who, yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I know it's rude, but I like it. And it's okay. I can adapt still. So I guess, like I said, I'm Dutch. Okay. So come adopt me. But anyways, beautiful peeps, thank you. And I will see you in the next video. Let me know like how has people ever said to you like, oh, you're disrespectful, like foreign people, of course, or like this, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.